Hey guys, in today's video I'll be showing you how you can install Ubuntu 18.04 in VirtualBox. So let's jump right into it. Now also, sorry if you can hear noise in the background. That is probably just one of my neighbours cutting some timber. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to be opening up Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager. Now, another thing we can do very quickly, well, if you haven't got it already, just search VirtualBox download and just go over to downloads. Wait for it to load. It's virtualbox.org/wiki/downloads. I'll leave a link in the description if you would like to download it for yourself. So we can go VirtualBox 6.1.4 platform packages, and we're just going to click on Windows hosts. Of course, I don't need that, so I'll just cancel that download. And the other thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Ubuntu, download. So it'll be download Ubuntu desktop. You could do Ubuntu server if you'd like also. But we're just going to go Ubuntu desktop and 18.04.4 LTS, which stands for long-term service. That means you won't have to keep updating it. Security updates will stay as it is. So you just want to click download. Now I've put mine in a folder on my desktop, of course, as you can see here. And yeah, so let's go back to VirtualBox. Just ignore this, it's a Windows 10 virtual machine I had. But we're just going to click New. And as you can see, it says Create Virtual Machine. Now for the name, we're going to be calling this Ubuntu 18.04. You can call this anything you want. I'll just add LTS so I know. Now if you call it 18.04, also make sure you've clicked expert mode. So just type in Ubuntu 18.04. Now, if you type in something like, let's just say Linux VM, it may not do it as Ubuntu. So you want to make sure you click type Linux and then version Ubuntu 64-bit, or if you're using the 32-bit version, if you go over to download, I believe there's an option. No, that is already 64-bit, as you can see, AMD 64. So as you can see, you just get the 64-bit version. All computers with virtualization nowadays support that. But yeah, Linux and Ubuntu 64-bit. I'll change the virtual machine folder to my mass storage drive and virtual machines, Ubuntu 18.04 LTS. That's one of my other virtual machines, but that one is this one I've made here is actually one for VMware, so I'll make one for VirtualBox. So I'm just going to click virtual machines and select folder. So E/virtual machines for me. It could be anything you want, or you don't have to change that. Now for memory size, I've got 16 gigs of RAM in my computer, so I'll make this 8,196. You could even do 4,096 if you've got like 8 gigs of RAM. But I'll just do 8,196. Now I'll click create, and it will ask me to create a virtual hard disk file. So I'm going to set this to let's just go with 48 gigs. And we're going to click dynamically allocated and VirtualBox disk image. Now dynamically allocated means it will slowly expand over time. If you do fixed size, it would automatically do that 48 gigs. It would just automatically create 48 gigs. Dynamically allocated is a good way to save space on your computer. But yeah, so once we've got Ubuntu 18.04, the VM, we're not going to power it on yet. Don't hit start. We're going to go to settings, and we're going to go to storage, and where it says controller IDE and empty, we're going to go to this little icon and choose or create a virtual optical disk. We're going to then go add and navigate to the folder we have our Ubuntu installer. We'll click on that and click choose. So it should just say like Ubuntu 18.04.4 etc. blah blah blah. Basically the ISO name, ISO file. So just click OK. I'll just double check my CPU cores. I'll just change that to 2 CPU cores. There we go. And we're just going to click start. So just leave it for a bit. It will just start up. We can just full screen it. Click off that. And it's just going to start up. Now I believe you can adjust the, oops. We can go view and we can go to scaled mode. And it will automatically scale it. And we have Ubuntu virtual machine. So I'm just going to go click on install Ubuntu. And you can just go English US, but I'm clicking English Australian. Type in a test your keyboard. That works, all of that. Now, which apps would you like to... This will automatically scale it, by the way. So I've just got it bigger for you guys. But what apps would you like to install it to start with? I'm going to do normal installation. And I'm not going to click download updates because it will take a lot longer. But we can go continue. Erase disk and install Ubuntu. You want to click erase disk. Click install now. And it's just going to say blah blah blah. This is going to write the changes. Click continue. Because you cannot dual boot with a virtual machine, you are going to get a lot of problems if you try. So you can just click erase disk. Now it's just going to be loading for a second. So you can see the loading icon, the cursor. So I'll just wait until it erases the disk. It might be a bit slow. There we go. And we're going to click on, well for me it will be Melbourne. So click continue. You can just click anywhere in the world where you are. So I'll just write Lucas, Lucas-Ubuntu virtual machine. Or let's just do and pick a username. I'll just do Lucas and choose a password. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to do tutorial 123, tutorial 123. I'll do login automatically also to make it a lot simpler. And it's just going to, it just says almost finished copying files, and you can have a look at what it's doing there if you want. But yeah, I've got this scaled as I told you guys, and we can change the size and everything. But yeah, we'll just wait for all of that. And I'll get back to you guys once the install bar is done. Alright, so Ubuntu is all installed. We just need to click this button, restart now. And Ubuntu will restart. Now, we'll just click enter. And it will do that little screen. I'll just click close on that. I'll just click don't show there. And I've also got this little command we have to insert. Sudo apt-get install build essentials dkms Linux headers. I'll have a link, not a link really, but I'll have this put down in the description below for you guys to copy it. Now I've just put Lucas and password tutorial 123. Obviously I'd choose a much more secure password than that, but I just did it for the simplicity of the tutorial. Now we'll just click next, next, don't send system info, next, and done. Now once we're on this screen, we're going to just go here, and we'll search up terminal. Now don't worry if the screen's a bit too small, we'll get to that. I'm going to go up here, devices, shared clipboard, and bidirectional. And we're just going to copy this command. You can copy it from the description. Go, we need to actually, it doesn't want to paste in, so we'll just have to go sudo apt install build -essential dkms dash headers dash dollar, and in brackets uname dash r, sudo password tutorial 123, and I'm just going to click yes to download that. Now I accidentally installed Ubuntu and forgot to issue this command, and you're going to see where it comes in handy, because I had to reinstall it, and that wasted about 10 minutes. So make sure you run this command before you do what I'm about to show you, or you will stuff up your system. So just run this command. So this is working through. Now while we do that, I'll just show you my settings. So we've got Ubuntu 18.04, Linux and 64-bit, and we can have a look. I don't have any of that. I've set up 8,196 megabytes of RAM. Now once we're done, I'm also going to change here where it says hard disk. I'm going to move that up to the top, and I'm going to untick floppy and optical so it only boots from the hard disk. Now processor, I've got a 6-core CPU, so I've just put 2 cores right now. I haven't done nested AMD-V or VTX. And for display, my video memory is 16 megabytes, but we're going to change it up to 128. For storage, I've just got the Ubuntu virtual disk and audio. These settings: Windows Direct Sound and ICH AC97. Now I believe the thing would have been halfway by now, and yes it is. So I'll just wait for this command to install, and I'll get back to you once it's done. And it's all installed now. As you can see, it's just said setting up and processing triggers, and you'll just have basically username at hostname, and you can just type in commands and all of that. So right now, once that's done, we'll just click close. We're going to click remind me later for the updated software. We're going to go to devices, and down here we'll click insert guest editions CD image. So once that loads, VBox guest edition software 6.1.4 contains software intended to be automatically installed. Would you like to run it? We're just going to click yes on that, and remember tutorial 123. And it says we're uncompressing the guest editions and installing it. And the previous command I showed you, the sudo apt install, this installs the required tools to build the kernel, because guest editions automatically rebuilds the kernel on reboot. As you can see, it's just done this. The screen's gone blank for a bit, and you'll either find you have to manually reboot it, or it will reboot itself. There we go, we've got hard drive activity, so we're just going to leave that for a second. Now I've also got another command we have to run, lsmod grep VBox guest, just to check that the VirtualBox guest service is running. Once that's done, so I'll just click machine and reset. And it looks like we're recovering the thing because we hard resetted it. Now, theoretically, we should have the guest editions installed. So let's just wait for that. Now it's probably rebuilding the kernel. I've got a blank screen. I'm just going to leave it, not touch anything yet, because sometimes things can go wrong when you do that. Especially when you're messing with the Linux, all that. Now sometimes this doesn't want to work, sometimes it does. there is one other thing we can do. Let's just ACPI shut down it. Got to go to settings, system, processor, and just click enable nested VTX or AMDV. Start. And this sometimes can fix the issue where it goes black. And we'll just wait for that. Again, it's just booting up. Shouldn't take too long. And as you can see, we've still got the black screen. Now, there we go. It's back in. So I'm just going to click Lucas password tutorial 123, and as I said, I'll change this once the tutorial's done. We're going to get the black screen for a little bit longer as it loads, and here we go. That's our issue. Now, I don't understand why this is happening. If you know, leave a comment down below telling me why. But for now, we can't really rescale it, so we'll just have to click ACPI shutdown and just start it up again. So with this method, I don't know why, but you can't seem to rescale it, so we just have to leave it like so. Now, a quick update, I found a fix for this, so I'm just going to click ACPI shutdown to shut down our virtual machine if you've got it open. We're going to go to display and 3D acceleration. Well, first we'll go VBoxVGA. And let's just go all the way here. And we can actually just go OK and start. So we've just changed it to VBoxVGA. And we've increased the graphics memory to 128 megabytes. And from what I've heard, this can fix it. So we'll just leave it like that. Now Ubuntu is just starting up. We've got our little cursor, so it means we're about to go into the login screen. And here we go. We have it all working. So it looks like just changing it to VBoxVGA and changing the graphics memory to 128 megabytes fixes the issue. So there we go. We've got our fully working Ubuntu 18.04 virtual machine. Now, as you guys know, I will leave the command in the description below, the sudo apt install command, and I'll also leave how to get that fix for the black screen on VirtualBox guest editions. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe just to help the channel grow, and yeah, so I'll see you in the next one.